Welcome back everybody, it's time to predict the scores of game week 36 of this 2023-2024 championship season. Game week 35, some really interesting results. Leicester losing for the third time in a row. Leeds being held to a draw against Huddersfield, which meant that Ipswich Town are now in the second promotion berth. 5 points separate 8 clubs at the foot of the table, so the relegation battle is also intensifying now. But it all kicks off for game week 36 at Ewood Park, where Blackburn Rovers take on a resurgent Millwall under Neil Harris, where they've won back-to-back victories, and it was a 1-0 win against Watford last time out for the Wall. Blackburn Rovers just a 1 win in 7 matches now, and they succumbed to an away defeat against Swansea City. In this one though, another tough one to call. Blackburn will look to return to winning ways, but I think Neil Harris has got the Midas touch at the moment, and I can see Millwall coming away with a 1-0 win. We then move on to the Ricoh Arena, where Coventry, winless now in the last 2 matches, a defeat on Friday night against West Brom, take on Rotherham, who look dead and buried. They cut adrift at the bottom of the table. Another defeat against the Owls on Saturday, so I think Coventry should find this one a comfortable victory with a 2-0 win. We then move on to the MKM Stadium, where Hull City, 1 defeat in 6 matches, back-to-back draws. It was 0-0 draw against Preston on Saturday, and Birmingham City, they took the lead against Southampton, didn't they? But finally succumbed to pressure and lost 4-3 in the end. I think Hull will take all 3 points in a 2-1 win. We then move on to Elland Road, where Leeds were held to a 1-1 draw away against Huddersfield. Huddersfield had a player sent off in that match as well. And Stoke City, only their second victory in the last 7 matches, with a very, very good win against Middlesbrough, where they came away with a 2-0 win. In this one, I think Leeds will take all 3 points, and I think they'll batter Stoke 3-0, because they'll want to get back into the automatic promotion places. Next up, we move to the Stadium Light, up in the northeast, where Sunderland at the moment 4 defeats on the trot take on Leicester City, 3 defeats on the trot. Surely Leicester will return to winning ways after that defeat against QPR, and I think they will. I think they'll concede, but ultimately I think they'll take all 3 points in a 2-1 away win. We then move on to Portman Road, where Ipswich have turned things round. 5 victories on the bounce now, and Bristol City 3 defeats on the trot, losing that 7-side derby against Cardiff City narrowly 1-0. And in this one, I expect Ipswich to take all 3 points in a 2-0 home victory. We then move on to the Wednesday fixtures. We've got Cardiff City coming up against Huddersfield. I'll be in attendance at this match. Cardiff City turning things around, even though the performances haven't been amazing. Defensively, they look very solid. And Huddersfield, it's only 1 defeat in their last 4 matches. A good 1-1 draw against Leeds. This one's going to be very tight. Could go either way, but I think it'll ultimately end in a draw. I can't see Cardiff scoring more than 2 goals at the moment. Then we move on to the Riverside Stadium, where Middlesbrough have only won once in their last 7 matches. And Norwich, it was a 1-0 win against Sunderland, with a Sargent goal in that one. This one, I think it's going to end up in a draw, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline. We then move on to Hillsborough, where Sheffield Wednesday look to add another victory to their 3 that they've had on the bounce. Plymouth Argyle, just 1 win in their last 6 matches, and I think the Owls will take all 3 points in this one. Probably Whittaker with an away goal there for Plymouth, but I can see Sheffield Wednesday winning this 1-2-1. We then move on to St Mary's, where Southampton take on Preston North End. Preston, a very, very tough nut to crack, but I think Southampton will follow up that victory away against Birmingham with a home victory against Preston North End with a 2-1 win. Then we move to Vicarage Road, where Watford now have suffered 5 defeats in their last 6 matches, taken on a Swansea side who've won back-to-back wins. Can Swansea go on the road and win? I don't think they will. There's not too many draws between these two sides in the league. but I think there will be one here, and I can see a 1-1 scoreline. We then move on to Loftus Road. QPR, 3 wins on the bounce. West Brom, only 1 defeat as well. Tight one to call. I think this one's going to end up in a draw as well. And I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline, which concludes my predictions for game week 36. Make sure you leave your predictions over at the Superbru website, because last week I had a very, very good week. I actually finished top of the predictions chart for game week 35. I came away with 4 exact scorelines, as did Miro as well in 4th position. I came away with 20.5 points. Alex Cochrane returning to very good predictions with 18 points as well. How that affects the overall leaderboard? Well, Alex is still at the top of the shop on 377 points. Brera 5553 succumbing to pressure and moving down 1 position. But Daddy Cool 52 moves up 1 position, and so does myself there in 8th position. So, as I say, make sure you leave your predictions over at the Superbru website. Enjoy your championship midweek fixtures. Hopefully your team wins, unless it's Huddersfield, of course. But thanks for watching once again, and I'll see you all in the next video.